Alright, I'm back again, and this is my second take on this particular video. I'm doing my annual seasonal position, and uh, realized you could kind of see the emblem on my t-shirt, and I have not yet decided I felt comfortable, disclosing where I live. For obvious reasons, mainly there's the high tendency of me pissing people off, and well, we know how cancel culture goes. But earlier today on a break, I came across an article. And I'll have a link to the article below in the description. But it was on regarding homosexual marriage. Now, as we all know, when the Supreme Court took on the abortion case and basically said, yeah, we did not have the jurisdiction to do this. This is something that should have gone before Congress. Which on the face of it, I can agree. When it comes to writing and modifying the laws, ultimately, I think that should be on Congress and should not be left up to someone who is not elected of the people, whether it be a judge or a governmental agency, enforcement agency, whether it be ATF, DEA, FBI, what have you. They should not have the authority to. I don't even agree with the agent field discretion, which is a fun little thing where they have basically guidelines they're expected to follow, and they can decide what's an infraction and what isn't in the field. I don't agree with that. But, so on the premise, I do agree with that. But what happened was Clarence Thomas said, well, maybe we'll go after gay marriage next. Which basically threw out the legitimacy of the decision, because all of a sudden it takes on the blatant air of we're playing the part of an activist court, which I don't agree with. That's a dangerous thing, no matter which side you're on. Now, for a long time, I have said our elected officials don't give a flying flip about you and me. And I know I could live another 100 years, and I personally will never have an abortion. I will not be affected by homosexual marriage. I'm straight. I'm just kind of ugly with a bad personality, and not wealthy enough to offset that yet. I'm working on it. Got some things in the work, trying to lay the groundwork. But so no matter what, neither one of those will ever affect me. But if you remember, when we were talking about the abortion thing, I said it's very simple. Flip it back. If Congress really cared, they would take it up and pass a law. But I also said they are not going to, because there's a lot of them on both sides don't want their name on it, because either A, they would be voting against their conscience, because there's people who would vote against it that are actually for it, and there are people who are for it that would vote against it. Or let me rephrase, I think I got that backwards. There are people who are for it that would vote against it, and there are people who are against it who would vote for it just because they feel like it would benefit them. And I do apologize. It's been a very long day. I've already put in probably 14 hours today, and I'm averaging at this point about 60 hours a week or more. So, well over 60 hours combined, but yeah. And today, when I saw this article, I did get the opportunity to prove my actual point. In that as we all know, Congress decided to take up homosexual marriage to pass it into a law. Now, granted, they have not pushed it on abortion that I'm aware of. However, the Senate has come out and said just now, yeah, we're not going to do a vote on this until after the midterm elections. They know if they either will vote in a way that will violate their conscience, or they will vote their conscience and run the risk of being voted out. They'll lose their cushy 6-figure-a-year job. That's basically what it amounts to. They're not going to say it, but that's what it is. So today with this article, I get to say I told you so. And I keep hoping one day that people will, even if you don't hear it from me, I'm hoping that enough people will wake up and see this on their own, that the two-party system as we know it will cease to exist. Because right now the biggest threat to democracy is the two-party system. They have a stranglehold on the electoral system to keep other parties, other voices from being heard. I suggest you look into the requirements that basically the two parties do to the election commission or committee to decide who even gets to the debates. Then start looking at the ties to the various polling and news agencies. I promise you, if you do, you will realize how corrupt the system is that we currently have for the voting system, for our voting rights, our electoral system as a whole. And I keep hoping that one day, even if it's a party I don't like, and there's not really a party I do like, but should there be one day it does open up where there is a third party get in, that will be something I personally will celebrate, even if I don't like the party, even if I don't like the agenda. I've made it clear on more than one occasion that the party I am most liking is the Libertarian, but even then, not incredibly happy with them. But it's better than the two we've got. And I think that's something we need to have, that middle ground, because there's a lot of people that vote Democrat that are more fiscally conservative. And there are people who typically vote Republican that are more socially liberal. And what we have, I think everyone can agree, is that we've seen a bit of a polarization effect on both parties. And when that happens, the people that lose out is really and truthfully the majority of us who are stuck in the middle, feeling as though they're not being represented. We get back to the argument of taxation without representation argument, because I personally don't feel like I'm being adequately represented, even though I have I believe a senator, maybe he's a congressman, but he's actually really cool. I've actually interacted with him some on social media. He has given out his direct line to his office where you can call him directly to anyone who has a complaint. You rarely see something like that. He also trolls the trolls back. So I'm lucky in that regards, but still, this is just proof no matter what that the system that we have in America right now at this moment is broken, and it's not just one party doing the breaking. And we're way past the time for people to let go of their little red R's and their little blue D's. Anyway, like I said, I'll have the link down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's time we just clean house of Congress? I do. Later.